Hey everyone, it's Danielle Taylor with Keller Williams Realty here on the Outer Banks. And I thought I'd take a quick minute to answer a question I'm getting a lot lately from all of my clients, both buyers and sellers. And the question is this market shift going to be the same as the crash in '08? Valid question. And the short answer, I want you to be rest assured, is no. However, you probably want to know why we're saying that and why people in the business are saying that. So let me tell you, there's really two main reasons. And there's two main differences between what's happening now and what happened in '08. So first big change and big difference is lending. So if we look at the huge spike in home prices, I think it was about 46% that occurred between 2003 and 2006, it was really fueled by under-regulated lending. So essentially what that led to was people getting into homes that they really couldn't afford. And that was facilitated by no-doc loans. So if you were buying at that time, I mean, you basically provided no documentation, self-reported income, that kind of thing. There was in fact no license, this blows my mind, no license required to be a mortgage lender at that time. I mean, it was very unregulated. The appraisals were very lax. At that point, I think both agents and lenders could actually be in contact with the appraisers, which caused a whole bunch of levels of influence that probably shouldn't have happened. A lot of people got into ARMs, adjustable rate mortgages. And so the results of that is when all of that came together, especially when those ARMs started expiring, people could not afford to stay in the homes they were in and started walking away. That led to distressed inventory and distressed sales, and that put a massive, quick downward pressure on prices. Okay, we don't have that now. If you have gone to get a home loan recently, you will know that it is not easy. I mean, they are really analyzing you and holding you to high standards. So we just don't have the situation where people are really in homes they can't afford right now. For the most part, we've been protected from that. So that's the first thing, is lending. The second thing is simply the supply and demand equation. So supply and demand is a universal law. I mean, people laugh at me, but it's almost like gravity. I mean, it's that important and that standard. If there's more supply in the market than there is demand, it puts downward pressure on prices and vice versa. Okay, so in this time around, we basically are sitting with a huge lack of supply nationally. And the reason for that is when the market crashed in '08, basically between '08 and '18, we had a decade of little to no strong new construction numbers. So we had a severe lack of new construction in that time frame. We're also running into increased land use regulations. So we're finding areas that used to be buildable are not buildable anymore. And we're also finding that some of those homes that would turn over as population aged aren't turning over when we think they would, because people are staying in their homes longer. So the great news is people are living longer, living healthier lives. The challenge is they're staying at home longer, which is not turning those homes over to the new buyers that are in the market to buy. So supply is staying low and constrained. Demand is high. And here's the reason demand is high, because I know we've seen the rates start to trickle up, but historically they have been very low for the last bit. People have refinanced at those low rates, have purchased at those low rates, and even people purchasing now are still getting a historically low rate. So that's keeping demand buoyed. The government infused a lot of money into the country to compensate for COVID, so there's a lot more money holding out there. Our population is rising just in general. I mean, that's a standard fact. And so all of those factors combined to make our prices rise for real factors versus underregulated lending that created false factors. So essentially what we expect is that this will be nothing like that. We're not expecting a huge change in prices until that supply demand equation comes down. It's just not going to be a huge change. So at this point, we are not expecting this shift to be anything like 2008. Apples and oranges. If you want more information or you want to talk more about this kind of thing, just let us know. We'd be happy to help. Also, go ahead and click the link below to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of these little updates. Hope you have a great day.